Hi guys! How are you today? Welcome back to my channel, Adventures in America. If you are new to my channel, my name is Jocelyn, and for today's topic, we are going to discuss who are the only US citizens who can travel to the Philippines right now. But before we get started, please like this video, and if you haven't subscribed to my channel, please subscribe and hit that notification bell. I always welcome new subscribers. Please take note that the Philippines is not yet open for international tourism. There is no official announcement from the Philippine government when Philippines will reopen. However, there are certain US citizens who are eligible passengers to the Philippines. The first type of passenger are those who are dual citizens. Dual citizens are Filipinos who have lost their Philippine citizenship but eventually reacquired Philippine citizenship, and because of this they are considered dual citizens. I just wanted to clarify that possession of a valid Philippine passport, even though you have been naturalized as a US citizen, does not make you a dual citizen. Once you apply for US naturalization, you are effectively renouncing your Philippine citizenship. So after becoming a US citizen, you must apply for dual citizenship and you must have an oath taking at the Philippine consulate covering your residence. So you needed to apply for a dual citizenship. Your Philippine passport will effectively become void because you are no longer a Filipino. You must apply for dual citizenship so you can have Filipino citizenship after acquiring US citizenship. However, for dual citizens, there are immigration requirements such as the presentation of a foreign passport or a US passport and a Philippine passport. So if you don't have an old or valid Philippine passport, you can present your dual citizenship documents. There are actually 3 pages to the dual citizenship documents. Another type of US citizens allowed in the Philippines are former Filipinos. So former Filipinos are Filipinos who have migrated to the US or a foreign country and eventually became a foreign citizen or eventually became a US citizen. So once you become a US citizen, you have effectively renounced your Philippine citizenship. So that means you are no longer a Filipino. However, the Philippine government provides a special privilege for former Filipinos. You are entitled to a 1-year visa-free of stay in the Philippines. However, there are immigration requirements that you needed to present in order for you to be admitted in the Philippines visa-free. For example, you must present your foreign passport and your old or valid Philippine passport. Otherwise, if you don't have your old or valid Philippine passport, you must present a PSA birth certificate. A former Filipino can travel alone or with other family members such as a foreign spouse or foreign children. So the Balikbayan visa privilege is extendable to your foreign spouse or your foreign children. Now, the Balikbayan privilege can only be extended to the foreign spouse or foreign children if they are traveling together either with a Filipino or a former Filipino. If the foreign spouse is not traveling together with a Filipino spouse or former Filipino, they will have to acquire an entry visa or a 9A visa abroad from a Philippine consulate before traveling to the Philippines. So this is an important requirement. If the foreign spouse is not traveling together with a former Filipino or Filipino, they cannot avail of the Balikbayan visa. The third category are those foreign spouse of a Filipino. So the foreign spouse is not traveling with a Filipino or former Filipino. So that means the foreign spouse needs an entry visa from a Philippine consulate abroad before traveling. Now, the fourth type of US citizens allowed in the Philippines are the foreign parent of a Filipino child that is based in the Philippines. So if you are a US citizen and you have a son or a daughter in the Philippines, you will have to need an entry visa from a Philippine consulate abroad before traveling to the Philippines. Now, the fifth type of US citizens who can travel to the Philippines are those foreigners who have a valid and existing visa. Now, let me enumerate those who are allowed to enter in the Philippines with valid and existing visa. First, accredited foreign government and international organization officials and their dependents. Second, foreign airline crew members. Third, foreign seafarers with 9C visa. Fourth, immigrant visa holders such as 13A, 13B, 13C, 13D, 13E, and 13G. And another one is the Special Resident and Retirees Visa, or SRRV. Now, there is another type of passengers willing to travel to the Philippines, and these are the US fiancés of Filipino nationals. Can they enter the Philippines? If these fiancés can obtain a 9A visa and an entry exemption document, they can be within the foreign nationals allowed in the Philippines with valid and existing visa. However, this is difficult to obtain because you have to prove that there is a real emergency from your Filipino fiancé before you can even obtain an entry exemption document. Even though the Philippines is not yet open for international tourism, the Bureau of Immigration is providing a qualification for 9A visa holders. So US fiancés can actually obtain a 9A visa abroad and must also secure an entry exemption document before you can even travel to the Philippines. There must be a real emergency from your fiancé in the Philippines before you will be even granted a 9A visa or an entry exemption document. So don't lose hope for those who are US citizens who have fiancés in the Philippines. You can inquire from the Philippine consulate abroad covering your residence. If you can obtain a 9A visa, you can give it a chance and see how it goes. Of course, all US citizen eligible passengers must comply with the latest travel and health protocols in the Philippines. For all of you who are planning to travel in the Philippines or you have already booked your flight before the end of this year, please share your travel experience. Again, thank you guys for tuning into my channel, and if you have any other questions or comments, please post them down below and I will get back to you as soon as I can. Thank you guys for tuning into my channel. I hope everyone is staying safe and I will see you in my next video.